Imagine a massive explosion in the sun, sending energy, light, and high-speed particles into space. This phenomenon is known as a solar flare. Solar flares are giant eruptions from the sun, resulting from the sudden release of magnetic energy stored in the sun's atmosphere. These spectacular displays of cosmic fireworks can be breathtakingly beautiful, but they are not without their potential dangers. Now, it's important to distinguish between regular solar flares and their more powerful cousins, coronal mass ejections, or CMEs. While your average solar flare can cause some disruption to radio communications and satellites, it's the CMEs that we really need to watch out for. These are massive bursts of solar wind and magnetic fields released into space, which can send shockwaves across our solar system. Let's take a trip back in time to the year 1859. This was the year of the infamous Carrington event. Named after the British astronomer Richard Carrington, who first observed it, this event was a powerful CME that hit Earth with such force that it created a geomagnetic storm, a disturbance in the Earth's magnetosphere. The result? Widespread power outages, fires, and disruptions to the then nascent telegraph system. The skies were lit up with auroras even in places as far south as the Caribbean. Now imagine what might happen if a similar event occurred today in our hyper-connected, technology-dependent world. The potential impact could be far more devastating, affecting everything from our power grids to our internet connectivity, with financial losses potentially running into the trillions. So what happens if a powerful CME hits Earth today? A large-scale solar flare could have far-reaching effects on our society. Just as a butterfly's wings can cause a tornado, a solar flare can create a ripple effect that disrupts our daily lives in ways we may not even realize. Imagine for a moment a world without power. A world where the electricity we've come to rely on for everything from refrigerating our food to driving our cars is suddenly gone. This is the reality we could face in the wake of a massive solar flare. In an increasingly digital world, the loss of power spells more than just darkness. It could mean the loss of internet, a tool most of us have come to view as essential. No more Google searches at the tip of your fingers, no more streaming your favorite shows, and perhaps most importantly, no more instant communication with friends and family across the globe. Beyond the immediate inconvenience, the financial impact of such an event could be staggering. Consider the billions of dollars that could be lost in stock markets, businesses unable to operate, and public services that could come to a halt. The butterfly effect of a solar flare could ripple through every aspect of our economy, from local businesses to global trade. Now let's take a step further. A world without power and internet could potentially lead to a rise in crime rates. With security systems down and emergency services potentially crippled, it could be a field day for those with ill intentions. But it's not all doom and gloom. In this interconnected world, a solar flare could also bring communities together, neighbors helping neighbors, cities pooling resources, and nations working together to restore power and communication lines. It could be a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the human spirit in the face of adversity. But don't fret. While a solar flare of this magnitude is possible, it's not inevitable. Yes, the sun is unpredictable, and yes, a solar flare could cause widespread disruption, but we have the knowledge, the technology, and the collective will to mitigate the impacts and rise above the challenges. Remember, we are a species defined not by the disasters we face, but by how we respond to them. While we can't prevent solar flares, we can prepare for them. And that's exactly what we're going to delve into now. The good news is we're not completely helpless when it comes to solar flares. On a larger scale, federal programs and advanced technologies are in play to help mitigate the damage these solar events can cause. For instance, scientists are constantly monitoring the sun's activity, allowing us to get some warning before a magnetic storm hits. This gives us precious time to prepare and protect our essential systems. But what can we, as individuals, do to brace ourselves for a solar flare? Well, there are a number of practical steps you can take. Firstly, it's crucial that we protect our household electrical systems. How, you ask? By simply using surge protectors. These can safeguard your electronics from the sudden surge of energy caused by a solar flare. It's a small step, but it can make a big difference in keeping your home running smoothly during a solar event. Next, consider preparing a disaster kit. This should include essentials like food, water, medical supplies, and other necessities that can sustain you and your family for at least a few days. Remember, in the event of a major solar flare, there may be disruptions to supply chains, so it's wise to have these essentials on hand. In addition, it's a good idea to have some cash stashed away. With potential disruptions to power and communication systems, digital transactions might not be possible. Having cash on hand ensures that you can still make necessary purchases. It's also advised to fully charge your batteries and devices when a solar flare warning is issued. Contact family and friends to let them know about the situation and stay indoors to protect yourself from any harmful solar radiation. These preparations might seem daunting, but they're all about ensuring your survival and comfort during a potentially challenging time. Remember, preparation is the key to survival in any disaster. So let's be wise and equip ourselves to face any solar eventuality. Now you know the potential impacts of a solar flare and how to prepare for them. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned today. Solar flares, specifically coronal mass ejections, are powerful explosions on the sun that can send energy, light, and high-speed particles hurtling towards our planet. The impacts can range from minor disruptions to potentially catastrophic events, such as widespread power outages and loss of internet, which could cause financial losses in the trillions. We journeyed back in time to 1859, when the Carrington event caused a massive geomagnetic storm that disrupted the telegraph system. Today, a similar event could have even more profound effects due to our reliance on technology. But remember, while we can't prevent solar flares, we can prepare for them. Be it protecting our household electrical systems with surge protectors, preparing a disaster kit, or having cash on hand in case communication systems fail, every bit of preparation can mitigate the impact. Staying informed about potential natural disasters is vital. There's usually some warning before a magnetic storm hits, which gives us time to charge batteries, contact family, and stay indoors. The key is to not panic, but to be ready. Knowledge is power, and by understanding the potential impacts of a solar flare, we can better prepare and protect ourselves, our families, and our communities. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please subscribe to Edutainment for more mind-boggling and delightful learning experiences.